Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to show you how to make this fancy fold card. I've got it a flip flap card because I'm sure it has a proper name, but I didn't know what it was. So to me, it's a flip and a flap, flip flap. So that's what I'm going with. And it's one of my, so I just tuck it back in here. Oops, where am I going? It's one of my series of fancy folds or fun fold cards using the Whimsy and Wonder suite. So some of my ladies have done this in a class, some are doing it class by post, and you can join along. So I'll show you the supplies you need. You need a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and this measures 11 inches by 4 1/8. You need 2 pieces of polished pink cardstock. These both measure 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. The designer series paper is from Whimsy and Wonder, so I'm using this really sparkly one. It's not too glary on camera. And these each, so you need 2 of these. They measure 5 inches by 1 5/8, so they're going to lay it on there. A piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock, which measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and a piece of basic white cardstock, which measures 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. Okay, so very easy, this one to do. It makes a really good quick birthday card as well, so obviously depending on the occasion you're doing it for, very quick and easy to put together. So bring in my Simply Scored tool, and we're going to score this at 2 3/4 and again at 8 1/4, and that's all you need to do on this one. Put that to one side. So fold on both of these score lines and just run over with a bone folder, and because of the folds, they will meet exactly in the middle and kind of touch almost, but it's better, I think, than having a big gap in the middle, so we're happy with that. So go ahead and layer up your designer series paper onto your polished pink cardstock. Oops, I left the lid off my glue there for a second. It doesn't take long before it starts to dry up. Okay, I know this is a really kind of different colorway for a Christmas card, but I will put up on my blog at some point the full set of these cards, so you'll see that you know, some are using Misty Moonlight, some are using Mint Macaron and Blushing Bride, so I just wanted this one to stand out a little bit more. Okay, so those 2 layers look attached there. Okay, and then what you want to do is work out, you want one attached only to this side and one attached only to this side, so figure out which way you want to do it. I'm going to attach this one to the left hand panel, and you just want, have a little practice first. This isn't going to attach to that panel, but just see how you want them to lie on the card, because you're going to have a gap in the middle as well, so just gauge how much. It's about 1/8 of an inch kind of in between here, here and here, so that's what you're aiming for. Like I say, you only want to attach this side of the panel to this side of the card, so this bit isn't attached to anything. You might find it easier to leave it open like that, actually. So I'm just going to put some glue, so it's kind of halfway long, but I don't even want to go that far because well, obviously it is halfway along, but I'm just being on the safe side here. So I'm going to attach this to the first panel, so just so you can see where I'm going with that, and just make sure you've got it straight all the way along the top here. Then the next panel I'm going to attach to this side only, but again, you can keep that one down if you find it easier to gauge where you're going with it. We're still in shot, yeah. So it's quite late here filming, I'm still a bit on catch up, but I'm getting there. So I just wanted to get these videos out, especially with the people that have the kits. Okay, so let's move that down and see where we want that to be, about there. It's all lining up quite nicely. So just give that a press down on this side. Okay, so there you go, your flip flap. Now obviously once you get this piece on, it's a little bit more tricky to open, but I'll show you how to manage that at the time. I've got a little bit of glue I think on mine, which is making it a bit smudgy. Try not to do that. Okay, so oh, I've used as well, which I've used throughout this special class, is the white organdy glittered ribbon. So pretty, and you'll see it's got one side that's more shiny than the other, so you can bear that in mind. So to add it on this card, if you want to, you don't have to, but obviously it's quite a big area because we're looping at this end, so you need 10.5 inches of ribbon here. And I'm just going to, sorry, cut that slightly longer because I just saw that this end doesn't have a nice kind of slanted edge to it, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so we're going to loop it at one end and then have these about the same length but just slightly offset. Can you see that? Okay, it's probably not very clear on there either, but so what I tend to do is put a glue dot in the middle of this piece that I want to hold in place, because I find otherwise it's just springing up and I can't control it. So I've noticed with the new glue dots, they seem to be on this pull-off bit rather than on the then stuck on this bit, which I'm finding a bit tricky. I have to say, I'm going to do it off camera. I will get used to it, as with everything, but right, okay, let's fold this again. So a little loop at that end, peel this top one back, and then just pop a glue dot in between there just to hold it in place while you're playing around on the card to see where you want it to be. We'll go ahead actually and stamp the greeting. Now I've cut this so that you can have it straight like that, but I quite like mine offset always. But like I say, you can line it up if you'd prefer it to be straight on the card. So this is from, I love this set, Holly Jolly Wishes. There's this big one down here, and I'm going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight. And because I want to fit this little holly stamp in at the bottom as well, it doesn't quite fit on, so you need to bear that in mind when you're stamping this if you want to do the same. So I'm going to stamp it quite high up so that I can get hopefully most of that holly down in this corner. And the holly I stamped in Mint Macaron. Mine's looking a little bit glittery, and you'll see why in a minute. So let's go ahead, and I want that to come quite high up. So you'll see not all of it quite fitted on, but that's fine. I'm going to leave that open actually because I'm going to come in with my Wink of Stella pen. This is why it's a little bit glittery in the corners. I've been doing this in a class. I'm just picking up a little bit of ink on my Wink of Stella, and then I'm just filling in the colour on the leaves here, so they have a little sparkle as well. So pretty. Love Wink of Stella, and I only tend to use it at Christmas, so I must remember to use it more often. And these are meant to look quite sketchy as well, not perfect. So they've got a bit of tone on them. Gorgeous. Okay, so and then how did I stick this down? Let me see. Most of it. Okay, let's go. So you can have a little practice here. I've attached this onto, there's lots of dimensional layers on this one, so if you're posting in the UK it will be a large letter rather than a standard stamped. So pop some dimensionals on the back of your stamped piece here, and if you're going off at an angle, don't put them right near the edge. So pop the backings to one side. Okay, I like to just have one of each corner just going off slightly, which I haven't quite done then, but I'm good. I'm going to leave it there. Oh, I did it a different way to that one. Never mind, that's fine. So I've also used a chalk marker just to put a little bit of snow in the background here. So just take your time, do little dots. Love chalk markers. Little dots of snow on here. Try and make them look as random as you can. Sometimes that's harder to do. Okay, put one down there. Sweet. Okay, so now you need to work out where you could have this without the ribbon and the snowflake, and I think it looks just great as well like that. The reason I popped those on is that people that are doing this as a class, they had a pack of these included and also 3 meters of ribbon, so I'm just showing them ways that they could use that as well. So pop out one of your snowflakes. These are called wonderful snowflakes. You get so many. I think you get 24 in a set, so they're really good value. Make sure you've got the iridescent side. There's a plain white side. Where did my piece of ribbon go? It's got stuck to something. Oh, it's under here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just fiddle around. I'm only attaching all of this to the bottom here, so this top piece won't have anything attached because obviously we still need it to be able to open. So down the bottom here, I'm just going to arrange where we can have these. So there'll only be a little bit of the snowflake poking out. So obviously up to you whether you use that as well. And then this one's going to go on the top here. So I covered up the center of the snowflake but had these bits sticking out. But like I say, you don't have to have anything on there. You could just have it just as it is. But I'm going to attach. So I'm going to pop glue dot on the back. Which one do I want at the top? This can be the back. So attaching this quite a way over to one side, because obviously we need to make sure it all fits in the envelope. Then glue dot on the snowflake as well. And then just going to kind of pop that on there, but again remembering that it's got to fit in the envelope. Mine's been to several classes, which is why it's looking a bit battered. Obviously yours won't look like that because you're just going to send it to somebody or give it to somebody. And then dimensionals, this time just along this bottom piece, because like I say, you only want to have things attached to this bottom section. You could pop one under there as well, but oh no, ignore that. You can't because this has to tab under. Ignore that, just along the bottom. So when this goes to close, you just have to tuck this top bit under that layer. Okay, so just come in and tuck that. So definitely no dimensionals under that bit, ignore me there. So just along the bottom on the back, just like 2 or 3 will be fine. So let's position this where we want it to be. So I might have the blue quite straight and then the rest of it's offset. Or should I do it all? Let's do it all. It's Christmas, why not, huh? Okay. Then you don't have to worry about it looking too straight. Have I not got... Oh, it's attached to the ribbon. I might put a glue dot under that ribbon because where my dimensionals attached itself to the ribbon, it's not then sticking to that base of the card, and I think I need it stuck down to keep it all in place there. So I've just popped a glue dot as well under there. And then I've pre-coloured some of the pearls in, we don't have Blushing Bride blends, which is the colour in the rest of the cardstock, in the rest of the designer series paper. So I've used light Flirty Flamingo, and that worked really well. Just on these little pearls as berries. 3 on there. If your stamped image isn't high enough to put the berries on, which mine wasn't here, just put them on anyway because nobody knows what's going on under there. And then finish that off with some rhinestones, because you know it can never be too sparkly. So let's see where I want to put them this time. I might put them down here. I seem to change my mind. Oh, that's a blue one. I seem to change my mind each time I do this. So obviously you choose. You've got plenty in your pack if you've done this with a pack. So you know, sparkle away. Oh, that one didn't stick. So I'm not using my take your pick tool, which I would normally use, but my desk is a bit of a mess at the moment. So I think one up there, and there we go. So my flip flap Christmas card using Whimsy and Wonder. I hope you enjoy making it. Take care, see you soon, bye.